Hey guys, Constance here from Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So as you can see, I'm outside. I'm actually kind of feeling a lot better than I have been. I'm still not 100%. I'm still a little bit weak. I tire very easily, so I can't do a whole lot yet. But I am able to get outside, do a little bit of work, take lots of breaks. I have actually been working on the chicken yard fence, trying to work on that. I did this side down through here, the posts, a few weeks ago. Then life got crazy, and so right now I just got done putting in the other corners, because once I get the corners in place, then I can run a piece of hay string so I can have my nice straight lines for putting in the other posts. But I will be very glad to get this fence finished, because then I can move on to some other fencing that I need to work on. I still have to work on the extra grazing areas for the goats. Life has just waylaid me. So that is what I'm doing. And yes, you notice I have a tank top on. It is currently 72 degrees on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, I should say. Hello 2021. How's it going? You ready for your treats? So we got all of the fence posts in, the T-posts, for the chicken yard. Now, the chickens, the area that we're containing them in and creating a dedicated chicken space is close to 6,000 square feet. So for 50 to 60 chickens, that is a huge amount of space. So they may not like the idea that we're keeping them contained and not letting them just roam wherever they want to go, but they will have more than enough space to be able to do all the things that chickens like to do, other than poop on my porch. So I will have a chicken poop free porch, and I won't have to go on a hunt for my eggs every day when they decide to lay in random places. So I think I mentioned that rather than putting in wood posts to support the corners of the chicken fence, I actually picked up these brackets from my local Tractor Supply that hold T-posts in configurations, and so you can use T-posts to create supports for the fencing. Now, it's not going to be super strong, so you can't, I don't think you could do this for like goats, but for like a garden fence or for something as simple as chickens, I think it'll work great. It just took a few minutes to put in, much less time than digging holes for wood posts, mixing concrete, and all of that. So we had intended to run the fencing this morning, except we are again dealing with the thing that we seem to always deal with, a lot of wetness in the winter here in northern Alabama, at least on our farm. So we need to use the tractor to pull the fencing, and it's really too wet to take the tractor around that area at this point. So as soon as it dries out, we will run that fencing and finish that little project. In the meantime, it's really not that big of a deal. We will just continue to use the electric poultry fencing and just do that for the time being. So not a big deal. As soon as we dry out enough that we can take the tractor down through there, then we will run the permanent fencing. So our son Joshua was actually here for the weekend again, since they had a long weekend for New Year's and all of that. We are really loving that he's now stationed at Fort Campbell. If you're not familiar with Fort Campbell, it is right on the line of Kentucky and Tennessee, and it's just a couple hours away, so anytime he has a long weekend, he can just hop in his truck and come on down and visit. So we're loving that. So now we see Jack and Josh often, and we just have one child who lives far away, but I don't see her moving to Alabama or even this way anytime soon. It would be nice, but not gonna hold my breath on that one, since her husband is a police officer for the city there. So as you know, I am recovering from COVID-19. For the most part, I'm 99% over it. I do still have a lingering cough that just does not want to go away, which for me is kind of like par for the course. I have dealt with a lot of allergy problems over the years for most of my adult life, and it has made me extremely prone to bronchitis. So anything that could irritate my bronchial tubes, whether it's dust or allergens or whatever, it's going to give me bronchitis. Never fails. I will drink lots and lots of echinacea tea and things like that, and that has helped me kind of keep me from getting it quite so bad. Sometimes it can prevent it altogether, so I'm continuing to drink that and still taking supplements like the vitamin C and all that stuff, just to help my body continue to recover. And then of course, besides the cough, there is still the fatigue. It reminds me a lot of a few years ago when I had Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I was super exhausted, and it seemed to take forever for my energy to come back. And the last couple days I'm doing a lot better. I am still low on the energy output, I guess you could say. I find myself actually sleeping in until like 6:30 in the morning, which is super late for me. But I am able to do all the things that I would normally do. I just have to take breaks from time to time. And I do still get winded easily. But other than that, I'm doing great. I had a lot of people mention to me how they lost their sense of smell and taste for a long time. I actually ended up only losing mine for about 4 days before it started coming back. I am very, very grateful that it was so short-lived, because I tell you, eating and not being able to taste anything made me not want to eat. And I had to force myself to just eat small meals and get food in me, because food made me want to gag. It was bad. So I'm very relieved that that was but that didn't last too long for me. Even though I am mostly back to myself, Mr. Smith will still not let me do a whole lot. He kind of, I think he's racing me in the morning to see who can get the chores done. And he tries to get them done before I go outside, which is funny. But oh, and I mentioned on Instagram a few days ago that I was painting my hall bathroom. When we bought our place, I painted most of the house. I didn't paint the bedrooms, but I painted everything else because our entire house was beige. And I painted the bathrooms a deep, smoky, gray kind of color. And I liked it at the time, but to be honest, I didn't like it for long because it was just too dark. So the bathroom is now a nice, light, bright color. It's actually called Blizzard Fog. That's the name of it. And I had Mr. Smith and Josh take down the big wall mirror that was there when we moved in because it was just the plain Jane rectangle mirror. And then there was an outlet on the wall above the bathroom counter, and they cut a hole in the mirror to like frame it out, and then they put in a mirror plate, the outlet cover kind of deal. It was so tacky. I mean, it was very 80s, and our house is not that old, so that is gone. For the time being, I just have a plain Jane white plastic outlet cover there, but I've ordered one that looks like oiled bronze that matches the light switch plate cover that I put in. And then I replaced the mirror with an antique mirror that I found at a local antique shop. And nothing fancy, but I really like the look of it. It gives it more character. And then we changed out the light that is in that bathroom to a oiled bronze sort of dual light gooseneck sort of, I don't know, just has a more rustic look. So very happy with how the bathroom is coming along. I do still have to touch up around the edges of the paint, like around the ceiling, and then like where we removed that mirror and it was touching the top of the counter, I need to caulk that like with some silicone just to finish off that edge along the wall. But it looks much better, and now I can't wait to start painting the rest of the house. I want to get as much done as I can before garden season comes, because it will be here in no time. And speaking of garden season, I am very annoyed with myself that my greenhouse has not been built yet. But I have a feeling it ain't gonna happen this year. So, once again, I will be starting seeds in my bedroom on shelving with grow lights. It is what it is. Oh, and when I went antiquing and found the mirror for that bathroom, I also found a beautiful antique rocking chair. I have been wanting to get an antique rocking chair for a long time, like an old wood rocking chair, and every time I would find one, it seemed like if it was in good condition that they wanted a crazy price for it, and if it was a good price, then it was rickety. But I found a great one, and I'm so happy, and it was a fantastic price. So I brought that home on the same day, and so I'm very happy to have my rocking chair in the living room. Hi, Chin Chin. Oh my word! Oh my word! What? What? Alright, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm very glad to be back feeling more of myself again and able to do videos again. And so this week there will actually probably be 4 videos because the Canuary collaboration has begun. If you are signed up for my newsletter, my email newsletter, there's a link to that down below if you're watching on YouTube. I am sharing all of the videos from that collaboration in that newsletter, so that way you don't miss out on any of them. I'm also sharing them on the community tab on the YouTube channel, and so you'll be able to find them there. And I do have a playlist that I am putting together of all of the videos, so I will put a link to that down below as well. And this week I will be doing one of those videos for that collaboration. It will be for a very delicious jam recipe, so pretty excited. That will be going up on Thursday of this week, and yeah. Now my normal video schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then extra videos as I can do them. So this week it'll be the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but there will be the Thursday Canuary video as well. So that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, head into the house and have some dinner. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad to be back. I will talk to y'all next time.